And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And he stopped immediately there.
Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw. Dodson. Escaping the pressure right. And he rifles one incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. On the tackle there, Lonnie Johnson.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Dodson. It's caught by Hooper. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Dodson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Curtis Samuel there to make the grab. And the Browns are on the board here first in the season opener. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Browns 7, Rams 0.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
and 10 at the 40.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line.
For a tight end, he's got good straight-line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
A 1st carry now for Kareem Hunt. And running with power here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Going to run the sweep here. This is Kupp. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cooper Kupp taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by Gain is up and good.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. But here comes Diggs.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 1st downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Now Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
A nice completion there for the 1st down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Dodson.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dodson.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
The Browns on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Stafford's throw taken in here by Fuller.
Touchdown! Will Fuller, 41 yards. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake. Dodson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
To throw on 3rd down, Dodson.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
So So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. On the give, this is Akers.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers and freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Johnny Hekker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Dodson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 17-14.
17. Rams, 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. But you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
On first down, Stafford here.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious? And got his man, complete, past the 20. Touchdown, LA. Tyler Higbee, 75 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal.
Rams 21.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Looking to throw. Dodson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Browns.
Anthony Schwartz.
72 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
31. Rams 21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
53, ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, L.A. Will Fuller. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Rams get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal.
Rams 28.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Open man is Samuel, complete. He'll have a first down past the 40. There he goes, right side. 20. Touchdown. Curtis Samuel on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Browns 38, Rams 28.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Going up top for Kupp.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire.
Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw. Dodson. And this is taken in at the 5. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
28.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he is going to have a Rams first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish an inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Stafford's throw here hauled in by Kupp.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's letting this one go for Fuller. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, L.A. Will Fuller with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Rams Rams are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Rams 45. Rams 35.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From the gun on 3rd down, Dodson. And he fires one that's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
It's complete to Fuller. Touchdown, Rams. Will Fuller from 19 yards away. And thanks to the interception, the Rams offense cashes in for 6. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal.
Rams 42.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Looking to throw. Dodson. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've gotten right back in this ballgame after a very sluggish first half. Back when you played, after a bad half in the locker room, is it usually the coaches or sometimes the players who are the most vocal?
It's usually the coaches. But I do remember one time in particular where the coaches started to talk about what they wanted us to do in the second half. And a couple of leaders stepped forward and said, "Coach, we've got this," and pretty much ushered them out. And they delivered the halftime message. It worked, too. We played much better in the second half and came back and won.
Well, whoever said something at halftime, it's working right now.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the first.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Dodson. His throw incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before this worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
On 3rd down, Dodson. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call. But for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Taken down at the 41. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
From the gun, Dodson. And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The Browns on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Dodson.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit
and take a fourth quarter lead. 84 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Stafford.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted.
Picked by Ronnie Harrison. The 20. 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick 6 on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Going up top for Kupp. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown.
Cooper Kupp.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Rams have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Rams, 49.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to match the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
And it's third down.
Back to throw. Dodson lines up and lets it go for Samuel. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Browns. Curtis Samuel, 68 yards. And the Browns use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
59. Rams 49.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. That catch good for only a couple.
Boy, that one was well read defensively, and this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 41-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
Yeah, that, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Yards on the play.
Akers. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll look to run with Akers. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Rams are able to get back within a touchdown. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
56.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Browns drive about to get started.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. Oh, and Edwards-Helaire, I don't think he got there. He did not. They'll stop him short.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now Stafford. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And Gay knocks this one through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Dodson. Pass complete, Samuel. And he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Dodson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Second and 2. Going right back to Akers.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
138 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. On the ground, it's Akers.
And down inside the 15 he goes. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. On first down, Akers.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. And Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working.